Hi, and happy Thursday. It's Thursday already. Yay. Anyway, yay. I'm going to the office. I was gonna wear my jumper. Jen came to work the other day and she had her jumper on, and she showed me that the crotch is indeed between her knees, and she said this is just the way they're made. She said once you wear it, you're gonna love it. Sound like somebody behind me. Ghostesses. Anyway, she said you're gonna love it because everything's hanging free, and I was like, okay. So I put it on and I was like, okay. And then I put this shirt on under it. It didn't work because this shirt is big, flowy, and under that it was all bunched up at the top. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So I'm gonna buy a more fitted top to wear under it so it doesn't all bunch up. But I'm gonna wear it. Yeah, I'm gonna wear it and let everything hang free. But I am gonna wear my little probably Spanx, my little Spankies under it, because I just can't imagine my legs rubbing together all day. It reminds me when I was a kid, and I forgot why. There was some sort of 5K or something. Probably when I was in J-teens, one of them school things. I don't know. I don't remember much, except I was in middle school, and I already had thick thighs by middle school. And we went to a 5K, okay? I didn't know nothing about that. I mean, I was outside all the time, but I was swimming, I was riding my bike, I was playing in the woods. We played in the woods a lot. But I wasn't out running the streets, you know? Well, I was running the streets, but I wasn't running on the streets. Well, anyway, and of course, let's see, that would have been in the 70s. So the shorts were real short. And I just remember walking in this 5K, for what reason, I don't know, but my thighs were so raw by the time my mama picked me up that I was crying. I was crying because they were so raw. But I've told this story before, but it's a doozy. I had some sort of, this is not related to the walk. This is just another issue that I had, and it was about middle school time. I had some sort of rash or something that was on my inner thighs. So my mother, she would slap me right now if she heard me saying mother. Anyway, my mother told me to take a little castor oil every night and put it on the rash. Look, my mom was ahead of her time or I'm behind the times probably, because castor oil is the new fix for everything. But a whole entire person and dog just walked by us and we missed it. She just now saw it, and now she's very excited.
That's what she looks like, very excited. Very excited. I don't really want to walk in the grass. It's kind of wet. Ugh. Are we just going to go around the mulberry bush this morning? What are we doing? She has an agenda. Anyway, and apparently it's to go round and round this tree. Oh, get out of that. I should have known. What is that? Oh, what is that?
I'm like, oh, like I know what it is, and then I don't know what it is. Please stand by. Is it just a hole? I mean, it looks like a hole in the tree, but what's confusing me is the grass-looking stuff on the outside. Right there, in case you can't see. Back to me. I should change my name to Tracy and Penny Show instead of to Tracy Tries. Anyway, I had a rash in between my legs. On my legs. Yeah, I mean, that was a wrong way to say it. Wasn't that kind of rash. I was in middle school, for Pete's sake. Anyway, it was on my thighs. And my mom told me to put castor oil on it. And I didn't know measurements. You know, I still probably use too much. Because a little dab will do you, right? Well, anyway, we were in Florida at my aunt and uncle's house, Aunt Shirley. I had an Aunt Shirley and a Mom Shirley. Yeah, she married my mom's brother. My grandmother didn't name two girls Shirley. That would have been weird. So I went to take my bath, and I had my castor oil, and I had these cutie little pajamas. They had like bloomer type shorts that kind of gathered around the top of the leg, and then this kind of baby doll top. I love those pajamas. Anyway, so I put my castor oil on, and I put my pajamas on. And then I came into Aunt Shirley's formal living room, and I sat on her very expensive Duncan 5 sofa. Yes, I did. And my mom kept making all these faces. And I was like, you okay? You having a stroke? And then finally she said, get up. And I was like, and I got up, and there was the perfect little, kind of like 2 crescent moons on her Duncan 5 sofa. Because apparently I had on too much oil, and it just dripped all over her sofa. I don't know what happened. We left the next morning. I guess she got it cleaned. Mom probably paid to have it cleaned. I don't know. I was in middle school, so I tuned the rest of that day out because I was so embarrassed. Anyway, I'll be back. Hi, it's me again. So back to the J-Teens. That was probably one of the only things that I ever joined in school. My earrings are getting hung on my shirt. But we had so much fun in J-Teens and had so many, and I was the treasurer. Is that zoomed in? Oh, back up. Anyway. Okay, so there's a group here. I don't know if they're everywhere. They're called the JCs. And I don't really know what they do except gather together and have fun. I don't know. That's what we did. And J-Teens was just a younger version of it. And while I was in J-Teens, that's when I was on TV. My one and only television debut. I mean, it wasn't much of a debut, but you remember the Jerry Lewis telethon? I'm going old school with that one, where you could call in and make your donation online. That would never work today, because people would be calling in, donating all this stuff and never send their money in. But back in the day, you would call in and say, that you were going to donate $100 or whatever, and we would mail you the card with the envelope, and then you would mail back whatever you donated. And so the J-Teens had to go and answer the phones at the telethon, and muscular dystrophy telethon, I believe is what it was. Anyway, so I did that, and then we all got to stand on stage, and we were on the news. And then one time we helped in a haunted house, and one of my duties was, I was in a guillotine, and my hands were through the shackles, but it had, of course, a fake head. And I was behind it, and I had to holler. And then when they dropped the guillotine, which was just like a heavy piece of cardboard or something, my hands had to go up, and I had to scream. And anyway, and then one of my other duties was to lay in a coffin, and they had some sort of silky dress looking thing. Basically, it was just laid on top of me. I wasn't wearing it. And the vampire, one of the young boys, had to come over and suck on my neck. Yeah, it was very exciting times for me, I can assure you, because I was in middle school. There was no action going on in middle school. No, I didn't even know what boys were in middle school. I thought we were all just the same. I'm just kidding. I was madly in love in 2nd grade with Jeff Nesselhut. If he ever watches my videos, I mean, he knew it. We were going to get married. But then 3rd grade, he decided that we were not going to get married. But I had already written his name all over my house and all over my grandmother's house. Literally written Tracy and Jeff Nesselhut. Jeff and Tracy Nesselhut. JN and TN. Everywhere. I bet I could go to my dad's house and still find that written or carved in to the wall in the basement. My mom got on to me for writing on the walls, but in my defense, when we went to my grandmother's house, Mary Frances, she had a garage that was basically like a giant, it was a barn, and it had the pull-up door. Bless her heart, can you imagine? Oh, I'm sure some of y'all can't imagine, but I mean, she was tall in her day, but she shrunk a lot. She was shorter than me before she passed away. But anyway, can you imagine taking that rope and having to throw that door up? Anyway, that's where she parked her car, and they had a wall in there all down the left side that we could write whatever we wanted to on that wall. We could draw, we could profess our love. Yeah, all inside that wall. I so wish that I had gotten a picture of the inside of that barn garage thing before we sold the house. I just wasn't thinking about it. But she died in 2005, so it was probably the late 90s when she went into the nursing home. Well, she went into an assisted living first because she tried to run away, and she stopped the bus in the middle of the street, and I mean stood in the middle of the street. She escaped out the door. I mean, it was an assisted living, so technically they weren't locked in, but she should have been at that point. But because we knew the people, they were letting her stay there. Well, anyway, she stopped the bus, and she got on the bus, and she said, "Take me to 14 Dogwood Street." And the bus driver, thankfully, escorted her back into the assisted living center and said, "We have an escapee here." So they had to move her to a nursing home, and she was very well cared for in the nursing home, in my opinion. But anyway, yes, we used to write all over the walls. So when I got home, I thought I could write all over the walls. Apparently not. It's the end of the day. It's hotter than 12 you-know-whats, and I forgot to put the thing in the window. Not that that really helps with the heat, but it helps with the touching of the steering wheel. But anyway, I had to come by the post office to drop off the mail. So I go in and I drop the mail off because, you know, all the outdoor things are closed now because people suck and steal and fraud and do all the things, and Jesus is coming back soon and all that stuff. Anyway, I noticed when I came back out that this man was looking at me in an odd way, and I was like, "What are you looking at? What are you looking at? Hey, keep the eyes up here, dude." And then I realized that he thought it was something else, probably way up here. I'm glad I didn't say anything, you know. I'm glad I just kept all those thoughts to myself instead of saying something like, "What are you looking at?" And he'd have been like, you know, that, you know, whatever. Anyway, I'll be back. Hi. Well, now I'm home, and the HVAC person is here doing what it is that he does. for a living. And Penny has been barking and booty bumping and doing all the things. So I recorded a little video of her doing that I'm going to include, because at one point, there's not an S on that. At one point, she actually kind of lets out a little howl. H-O-W-L. I can't say that word real well because it turns into like 82 syllables. But anyway, and then I'll be back. Booty bump. She got the booty bump blues. I'm sorry, baby. I want you to howl again. Howl. I can't say that word. You're cute. Did you know that, Penny? You're cute. Okay, now Jack, the air conditioner man, is here, and he's done all the things, and he's about to leave. I think he's about to walk back in the door. Hold on. Okay, anyway, so I thought he was coming tomorrow, so I wasn't exactly ready, but his dad called. His dad owns the company and was like, hey, Jack's in the area and wants to know if he can go ahead and come by. And I was like, well, yeah, that's fine. I didn't think about anything like my laundry hamper right below the thermostat with my unmentionables laying right there on top of the dirty laundry. Yeah, I didn't notice until I went back there to talk to him about the thermostat, and I was like, let me move this laundry hamper out of the way. And then we stepped into my office to discuss something because Penny wouldn't stop barking, and there was cat all over the floor, and I was like, this is just great. It's just great. Anyway, that's gonna end it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you was able to keep up with it because it was a little bit cray-cray. But that's my life. So thanks for joining the Tracy and Penny show on Tracy Tries. How about that? Anyway, I love you and Jesus loves you, and I hope he's coming back soon because these people be crazy. And I will talk to you on the next Tracy Tries. I'm hanging up first. Okay, bye.